everybody and welcome to Mato WICSO episode 7. Today we're going to start here with this beautiful empire, Egypt. We all know what I teased in the last episode, and that is maybe the fall of Egypt. Well, at least we're going to see these kind of rebellions start down here. Popping up here, over here, and I would say Sudan? Yeah, Sudan area, right? But at least there is one kind of big religion or big rebellion over here. But that's not the only thing, Egypt. I'm not that nice to you guys. We also see a very dark green rebellion pop up over here. Because these guys somehow don't want to be a part of Egypt. So these are the two main kind of breakaways that are trying to break away from Egypt, at least. So let's see how this war continues. The kind of first thing we see happening now, after these breakaways have started breaking away, is that this purple one down here is going to go down here and kind of come together here, also taking this island. Well, they will connect over here. Also connecting with this over here, this other part of the rebellion, which we see them actually growing pretty big down here. Of course, Egypt ain't gonna let that slide, and they will send a lot of their forces down here to fight at this river, this city in this river, in the Nile, which will be a succeed, or a win for the Egyptians. Oh gosh, I can't talk today. Well, the Egyptians, which are going to push back this purple rebellion. Oh my gosh, guys, sorry. This purple rebellion all the way down here, while also pushing back this rebellion a little bit. But this wouldn't be an Egyptian war without Cyprus over here joining up, would it? No, it wouldn't be. So Cyprus over here is also going to join up, taking a lot of land actually. They were the ones that made these guys rebel. And they actually, which is not that good for Egypt, because these guys just also pushed you back. Taking all of this, also taking this island, which is not good for you, Egypt. You see? This ain't going good. We actually have Libya over here, which is maybe not that surprising, making surprise attack into Egypt, almost taking their capital, which they don't, because Egypt, which no, gosh, I got the name fully wrong. It's Noan. He's a very good military general, and he's going to put these guys over here, which is a lot of their military over here, which he's going to defeat in a really good tactical movement over here, which is going to make Libya getting pushed back a lot easier. All the way over here, which is Libya, what are you doing actually? This does not look good for you, does it? Nope. We actually see someone joining Egypt's side this time, which is Yemen over here for some reason. They join up and they attack this purple rebellion over here. Well, they will probably annex some land if they win with Egypt. So that's maybe why they joined, but still, this is going to help Egypt push back this rebellion by a lot. They encircle all of this area, and they smash it into pieces. That is a good reference. But it still doesn't look that good for Egypt, because these guys over here, they have just done this. And, oh gosh, what is happening in Egypt? You're kind of focusing a little bit too much over here, so they're going to take their kind of armies, militaries, and they're going to go up here until boom, what a voice crack, something happens. And what happens is that right over here in this area over here of the Nile, the military, or most of the military of Egypt, is going to be like, we're done. They have been fighting for like 3-4 years now, and they are done, so they're going to split away actually, which is really bad for Egypt. And they're going to go down the Nile, and they're going to like crush the people who are actually in the favor of Egypt, which this does really not. This looks really bad for Egypt, as they're going to just keep on expanding into Egypt. So what we see now is that this part of Egypt is getting just fully annexed. Well, not annexed, but it's getting captured by this purple religion, which is looking something like this, you'll see. Way. It's looking something like this, which is pretty big to hold the record. Like actually, it's one of the biggest states out of nowadays Egypt. Well, Egypt in this world, to be accurate. And Egypt has fallen to very small. And Egypt has given up. And they want peace now, so they're gonna get peace. Or that's what they hope, right? Well, we're gonna see a peace treaty, and we'll see what happens with Egypt, won't we? So this is how Egypt looks after, well, everything that happened. We can see that Yemen didn't really gain more than what they got. South Sudan got all this, which is pretty good. MEU, you might ask, what does MEU stand for? And it's the Military of Egypt's Union. So yeah, they're pretty strong and pretty big. And if you wonder why this city over here, it's because this is the biggest city and the most important city for MEU. As this is kind of where after this they made this their base. Egypt is crippled. They were giant before this. They were the biggest country in the world, and now they are one of the smallest. Egypt, I'm very sorry for you. Oh yeah, you also lost your king, which is now a prince, which is now the new king. He's 16 years old. Egypt, you might be a little bit cooked. We have this green, losing this to the Cyprus, but they actually kind of like donated this to the Cyprians for thank you for helping them out. They're big. Cyprus is actually grown to pretty big now down here. And we have Libya. They gain a lot. They lost to over here and they gain all that's back. So that must be nice for them. Now going away from all this Egypt stuff, let's go to India, shall we? This is gonna be fun and interesting. In India, we see around 3 new countries getting formed over here. But what was so interesting? Why did I have to go over here? It's because the Madagascar, or no, not Madagascar, Sri Lanka country has actually explored these islands over here and colonized them. All of them, which makes this kind of one of the first actual colonies of a very small and not very strong country. But we also see a war happen over here where these guys go and take over this, which the orange team is not happy about because this was kind of good for these guys. So these guys go in here and they're like, you really fought, we will let you get that. So they go in here and whoops, look at this. These guys are kind of cooked, which the red team is of course going to be happy about because they want land. Everybody wants land, right? But they're a little bit scared of the orange team, which is one of the strongest, not the strongest, that's absolutely Sri Lanka, but one of the strongest here in India. And I don't mean like Oman. Oman's not a part of India here. What I mean is more of the Indian countries, to be accurate. Like these countries, not Oman, which has they're pretty good big colony over here, but these guys. We're actually gonna go to Oman here, where we have these guys expanding the colony up this river. Yeah, that's also a reason why we went there, because Oman's expanding again, which we know what happens to empires when they get too big, don't we? Mesopotamia and Egypt, don't we? Well, not Oman, because nothing's gonna happen to Oman. So I guess they haven't learned their lesson after seeing what happened to these two guys. Not very good, right, Oman? We're actually gonna see a war, which is Saudi Arabia. They're going to attack Oman too. No, Yemen too, which it's not that nice, Saudi Arabia. But they're not gonna take that much. They're just gonna take this. They want a little bit land. Now let's go to Europe, shall we? Yes, we shall. So here in Europe, we're actually gonna see people from France. Kind of like, nah, we're leaving. We're annoyed with you, France, because you're spending a lot on this, and we don't feel like you're very nice to us. So they're gonna go up here through the coast, all the way up here into Denmark and into Skåne, which is a part of Sweden. Hey, I love my Sweden. And they're actually gonna create a country here in Sweden, which is gonna start here in Skåne, and it's gonna actually become pretty big. Taking this island, Copenhagen Island, or whatever it's called, and it's gonna become not too big, because it's still like a small country with not that much of a population, but it's going to get created over here, and we're going to see its capital will be over here and down in Malmo, but it's going to be named Sweden, of course. Sweden. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. I'm just used to talking very fast. So this is a little bit a new thing here a new thing here in Europe, which we haven't seen a lot of things happening in Europe, but a lot of things are going to happen in Europe right now, actually. We will actually see Portugal and this Madrid country unite, because the Madrid country is really weak. They don't have actual sea access, and yeah, they needed that, which Portugal is like, heck yeah, we're getting strong, and we're like the official people from Spain, which Spain was once here. Now it's Portugal, and everything is because of Rome. These guys do not like these guys. It is the biggest rivalry in Europe, which is like understandable, but we have these two also, like this being bigger than this, that's something crazy, actually. Now we're actually gonna see Cyprus over here expanding further into Romania, or this world's Romania. Well, not this world's, but real life, IRL Romania, which is going to look something like this. They have been trying to expand their empire a lot lately, because there ain't a lot of people who's gonna stop them anymore. Like, what is Egypt gonna do? What is Mesopotamia gonna do? Like, the only person who would do something is Rome. And Rome is a little bit too far away. Right, Greece? Well, Greece, I'm sorry for you, because Rome and Cyprus are actually gonna work together for something, and that is killing you, Greece. Yeah, I'm sorry. Because Rome is gonna go into here, taking all this, while Cyprus, if my mouse can start working, is gonna go over here and take these islands over here, which is Crete. I love Crete, it's very beautiful. They're actually gonna take the Greece capital, and Greece is gonna give up, and they're like, please, can we like live? And these guys are like, we'll see in the peace treaty. We'll see. As you can see over here, Greece is still alive, just hanging on by a, what do you say? I don't know. They're like on the near, they're so close to being dead right now. But they're going to create, instead of being Greece, they are now going to be Sparta, as you can see over here. I'm going to change the name later. So Cyprus and Rome, they like gained a lot. And now we're going to see the last thing happening in this episode, which is power rankings. Sorry if this episode isn't as long as the others. I'm really tired of my mouse not working, so yeah. Let's do this. The strongest country in the world right now is actually Yemen. They have grown top tier. Second is Rome. Third is Cyprus, actually. They've actually grown a lot. Mesopotamia is not number 4. Oman is number 4. Mesopotamia is number 5. I would say Saudi Arabia is number 6, but they aren't, because Persia takes number 6. Then Saudi Arabia is number 7. Portugal is number 8. Libya is number 9, which was before that Greece. And number 10 is the Horn of Africa. So this is what the world looks like in the end of this episode. Hope you had fun, and see you in the next. Bye bye.